You're listening to the Visionary Lifestyle Podcast, the show that's dedicated to raising consciousness and empowering you to activate your highest potential. I'm your host, Magda Freedom Rod. Ciao, beloveds, and greetings to you, my rainbow warriors. I'm coming to you today from Sicily, Italy, where I'm teaching yoga and enjoying the tremendous nature and hospitality of this very special Italian island. I'm also learning a little bit of Italian, and that's been really fun. So this is the last episode of the 6th season of the Visionary Lifestyle Podcast, guys, and I really hope that you've been enjoying it. We've heard from some of the teachers from the Barcelona Yoga Conference, as well as a host of digital nomads who are paving the way for the rest of us who might be interested in traveling the world and taking our work with us. In a few days, I'll be heading to Portugal, where I'll be speaking at the Digital Nomad Festival and helping all you nomads achieve a higher level of wellness while you're globetrotting. I'm also presenting a Yoga Starts in the Kitchen workshop at the Food Prince Yoga Studio and Cafe there. So make sure to check my Visionary Lifestyle and Podcast Facebook page for details on those events. And don't forget, guys, I've got a wellness workation coming up in Bali this October, and I want to see you there. If you're a social entrepreneur, digital nomad, or conscious creative, this is the place to be to merge wellness with your traveling lifestyle. You'll learn my conscious eating recipes, practice daily yoga and meditation, have productive work sessions to work on your jobs or projects, network with like-minded people, and explore the best nature and rituals Bali has to offer. It is going to be delicious. There are just a few spots left, so grab your spot, check out the show notes for details on that event, and sign up quick. And stay tuned for announcements for the upcoming seasons of the show, as there's lots of great content coming up. I have lots of shows in the pipeline and entire seasons from Bali and India, where I've been interviewing more top yoga teachers and thought leaders. So now on to today's show. Our guest today is Pau Castellsague. Pau, along with his sister and brother, produces the Barcelona Yoga Conference. The Barcelona Yoga Conference is a yogic celebration open to people of all ages and backgrounds with or without previous experience in yoga. It's an uplifting, open-hearted gathering with world-leading yoga teachers and musical artists, creating a platform for you to learn, experience, discover, and transform. Pau is a yoga teacher himself, as well as a Thai yoga massage instructor and a kirtan artist. I caught up with him at the 8th annual Barcelona Yoga Conference last summer and got to learn from him the story of how this yoga festival came to be. I had a great experience at this festival, and I highly recommend it to anyone wanting to explore the European yoga community as I did. Make sure to check the show notes for links to their website and to learn more. You can find those show notes at visionary-lifestyle.com/podcast. And if you're not already in our group on Facebook, we'd love for you to join us there to stay up to date for show announcements and other inspiring content and events. That's Visionary Lifestyle and Podcast on Facebook. We've also got a group link there, so jump into the group and be part of our Rainbow Warrior tribe. So that's it, guys. I'll see you in a couple weeks. I think I'm going to take a little break from producing while I'm here in Italy and traveling to Portugal. So I'll get back in the saddle with the next season 7 of the podcast coming up right quick. Sending you all my love. Bacios de Sicily Italy. Ciao for now, amores. Enjoy the show. Namaste. Pau Castellsague, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to be here with you at the Barcelona Yoga Conference. And the first thing I want to say is I'm really grateful that you're holding the space for yoga in Barcelona. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I always say we organize this with my brother and my sister, and I always say I don't know how it is that before 2010 nobody ever thought of organizing a big international, well organized with the best teachers of the world conference in this city, in this big city. And no wonders that it's a success, because everybody loves Barcelona.
Right.
And yoga is something that we need so much in the world. So we happened to be brave, or just we jumped in the pool. We didn't know if there would be water, and in June 2010 we decided to do it, and the first one was in July 2011. And now we just finished the 7th. So when something happens 7 times, it's already it's already there.
Now you get to do another 7.
Yeah.
Right, at least.
Yeah. We hope so. We hope so. Like, you can hear in my voice right now that I lost my voice a little bit after this last 5 days. We're tired. And it's not something like participants or like yourself. You came here for 5 days, and I'm sure you're also a little bit tired.
Yes, but so happy.
And we are very, very tired, but we just feel so happy.
Yeah.
And now we get to organize it again.
Right.
We do need like a summer in between. Like now, the rest of July, August, mid-September, we try not to even think about BYC. But then, to be honest, this wheel never stops turning. I'm already, you know, talking to teachers and presenters for the next year.
Sure.
Some of the best yoga teachers, they plan their schedule with more than a year in advance.
Sure.
So there's already some things about what's going to happen next year.
That makes
which
sense.
I'm not going to say because they're not confirmed or whatever, but from October until July 2018, we're full on dedicated to this event. It's a big thing to organize it.
And you're 3 siblings doing it, right?
This is unique.
Your siblings, what are their names?
My brother is Wari and my sister is Mireia. I'm the elder.
Oh,
then just 1 year after my brother was born and 3 years after my sister. My parents are amazing. My grandparents, they were unique people. My grandparents from my father's side, they had 7 children. My father being the older, and then I was the first grandson of 19 that came after.
So huge family.
And we were really blessed. My grandmother died 7 years ago. My grandfather died just a year back. They were so amazing. They were such loving people.
You come from the strong, loving family lineage.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're bringing that energy to the festival. I see it. I feel the family in this. You know, I love it that you're doing it with your siblings and you bring that family energy to this event. And like I said, I'm really grateful that you're holding the space for this in Barcelona. And part of the reason that I came here and I was really interested is I want to connect with the European yoga community, and this is a perfect way and place to do that. And through the people that I've been meeting here, what I'm learning is that yoga has become a lot more popular in Barcelona in the last 20 years. It's been really growing rapidly, right? So I guess it's maybe not such a surprise to me that somebody didn't do it before, but you starting 7 years ago feels just about perfect for the evolution of yoga here, to me, from my outside perspective. And you know, you answered the call. You said that you got like some sort of a divine inspiration or something. How was it that it was born, that it came to be?
It was my father.
It was your father.
It was a kick in the ass from my dad. We organized in 2010, June 2010. I remember it was from the 1st to the 4th of June in 2010. We organized this big event in Banyoles, which is here in Catalonia in the north, next to a lake. We talked with the mayor of the village, and he said, if you don't charge money for your event, I'm gonna give you this sport, like big space next to the lake, and you can do it for free. And I will give it to you for free too. So we organized this free event. 2,500 people came. It was massive, it was beautiful. My parents were very happy, they enjoyed it also. At the end of the day, we lost around 3,000 euros. So we went for dinner with my parents, and my dad was like, well, you know, it was a really great event, and I think that you guys have talent and skills for organizing things like that. You attracted a lot of people, but we had to ask my parents for some money so that we could cover all the expenses. And we're not getting any younger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm 38, my sister is 37. I was on my early 30s in the time, and he's like, come on guys.
Yeah.
You know, of course I'm gonna give you this 3,000 euros and you'll give it back whenever you can, and it's fine, but get your shit together, if I may say it.
Yeah.
And as soon as he said that, the idea of the Barcelona Yoga Conference had already been flying around my head. And I said it in that same dinner. I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's do a big event just like the one we did. Let's bring, instead of the local teachers and a few international inspiring presenters from abroad, let's just bring the best. Let's just bring the very best that we consider from everywhere, from all the world, from India, from the United States, from Russia, let's do this for next year. And let's charge money, because this kind of event costs money.
Yeah.
It does in the US, it does in Germany, and we've been, because we travel a lot, we've been to these festivals. We know how beautiful it is. So that's when the conference was born, and 1 year later it happened.
So the first free one that you did in the park was not a Barcelona Yoga Conference?
No.
Okay.
No.
What did you call that?
That was, it was called Satsanga.
Oh, nice. Satsanga. That's a great name.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's how it started. And the reason that you keep on this moving wheel that never stops turning is to bring yoga to the people, right? And why is that important?
We started doing that, yes, because we just wanted to create a place where people could meet. My brother was the first one that introduced our whole family to yoga. Actually, if I have to say it, when we were teenagers, my mom started to do some yoga, and we would just laugh at her, literally.
Oh no.
And we would wait for her, like 9 p.m. She would come back from the yoga class, and me and my brother, we would go, oh, just making fun of her.
Teasing her, yeah. Oh wow.
And a few years later, 2005, our whole family, we went to India, the 5 of us.
Oh.
My parents got married and went to India for 3 months. And we've been seeing pictures and for all our life about my parents and this hut in Goa where they went, and Mumbai and Goa and Varanasi. So they always said, one day we will all go there. And for their 25th anniversary, we went.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think it was 25th anniversary, something like that. It was 2005. We all went to India, the 5 of us, and that was a life-changing trip.
What happened there?
My brother was already doing yoga, and he decided that he would just get a one-way ticket and he would stay and go to an ashram.
Oh.
He ended up in the south, in Kerala, next to Trivandrum, where there's the Shivananda ashram in Nayardam.
Sure.
And I still remember, and my hairs go spiking.
On your hair, the hair on your arm stands up.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know how to say that.
Yeah, goosebumps.
So goosebumps, that's the word. Because we were in Goa, and my brother was jumping on a train. We were leaving the next day back to Europe. My father, my mother, my sister, and me. And my brother, instead, he was going all the way south like a 24-hour train ride.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was going for a 1 month ashram thing. And in that moment we were like, whoa, what is this? Maybe it's a sect or something, you know.
Oh, there was concern for him and his well-being.
A little bit. And he came back and he was shining.
Wow.
And then he started to teach. Never Shivananda, always. And then we got, you know, it was like a hurricane or a tornado or a tsunami that happened. Me and my sister jumped in. We ended up in the mountains of the Basque Country with a teacher, Soma, that is very unique, radical yogi.
Cool.
And we did a 4-year program with
4
him.
years?
Yeah.
Whoa.
My brother did actually 7. So
that's a deep dive.
Yeah.
Right out of
that was
the start.
a very, very deep dive. And he was not joking around. It was the kind of place that is like, if you want to transform, you're in the right place.
Wow.
If you just want to do some yoga, there's so many other places where you can go.
Yeah.
He was a very radical mountain Basque guy, and we learned a lot.
I would imagine.
We transformed a lot. And I believe that his teachings and the fact that we always traveled a lot, because we lived in the United States for 2 years back in '89. So that created a mix of very traditional and intense and pure, authentic yoga that we learned from Soma up in those mountains next to a lake. And the fact that we traveled to the United States and we went to festivals and we learned also from teachers that were very precise with anatomy, for example, or with alignment. So that created that beautiful mix that ended up eventually with this Barcelona Yoga Conference,
Yeah.
which it's a mix of this. I mean, I don't know what you felt, but for us, it's family, and people just, there's love.
So much love, so much love. That's the key word here, I'd say. And I would say that there was a really profound moment last night during the kirtan. I mean, there's been a million profound moments over the last days here, but it's really stood out to me during the kirtan when we were going into Jaima, and you were acknowledging your mother, and you said, "My mother's here," and the huge round of applause for her. And without even knowing what you just told me about, she was the one that used to do yoga and used to laugh at her. I can, even without knowing that, I was thinking, wow, as a mother, what her heart must have just exploded in that moment, that to being recognized by you, you know, and understanding that she's the matriarch here of the family and she's the one who birthed all of you. So really this would have never happened if she hadn't happened. And just the recognition that you gave her was so beautiful. And I can imagine for her how huge that was. So
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
that was a must.
Yeah.
And I always say it, but yesterday it just felt like maybe I just even overdid it a little bit. But it's never.
But she deserves it.
Yeah.
So it was perfect that she got that huge round of applause, and just for her to witness you guys being successful doing this, it must be just so fulfilling for her. So.
That's an interesting thing about our family, because we were never good students with my brother. My sister was better. She learned from our mistakes. My father's a doctor. My mom's a nurse. My whole uncles, all of them, they have careers. They're like, you name it. So my father, of course, he was waiting for their children to grow up and wondering what they're going to become, right?
Yeah,
Maybe even wondering, I would love one of my sons to be a doctor like I am. And in the end, it was unclear what we would be, but at some point on our early 20s, I was a journalist. I worked here in Barcelona in a really nice radio station. He was proud. My brother was a photographer. He would do weddings and
I see him running around here with the camera.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My sister was a school teacher.
Yeah.
And when that tsunami that I told you about happened, we dropped everything. And I can, like, from the distance now, 12 years after, I think of my dad and I'm like, whoa. The guy must have been like, we almost had it. They were already placed.
They were on their way.
All three of them. What a blessing. And now they're going to do yoga. He's a scientist. He's doing research for the last 30 years on epidemiology. So it was like, and then now after some years to see them and the three of us were in it together, and I think they feel proud, and that's a good thing.
Well, of course, and if I can point out to you that, you know, your father was a doctor, and you say maybe hoping that you would become a doctor too, but you know, a doctor is someone who heals people generally, right? I mean, this is the idea. And so you have become a sort of doctor, maybe not with that title, but you're doing Thai massage and, you know, yoga and bhakti and, you know, all of this heals people. So, you know, the apple didn't fall so far from the tree.
And things change, you know, in the West, things are evolving, changing a lot. My father I think he's proud of us. Thai massage sounds to him like rainbows and unicorns. But now I'm on my way to become an osteopath slowly. I still have a few years to go, and he's very happy with that.
I'm sure,
because that's putting science. And if I want to mix the science with the knowledge from the East, with Thai massage that comes from India and the teachings of the Buddha and meditation, he's cool with that. But there will be a little bit of science.
Yeah. That eases his mind. Sure, that makes sense. So yoga. Why put all this effort in? Why is yoga important for people? Why is yoga important for the world?
That's I'm not even sure I'm qualified to give an answer to that. I just think that for the three of us, for Mireia, Wari and me, when we ended up in those hills up in the Basque Country, and we were doing those some crazy practices. We were running around the hills blindfolded with ropes, just following the first guy that was holding the rope, and he could see, right? He was not blindfolded, thank God. And I told you that our teacher was very radical, and we were doing like breathing pranayama exercises, like birth rebirthing exercises and all sort of things like naked in the lake, inside the water. And we were doing practices of alone on the forest with your little tent and a little bit of food for 3 days. That's the kind of things we were doing. So our lives, as I said, transformed very, very much in a very radical way. And we wanted to share that transformation. We felt it's not that we practiced yoga and felt good. We really experienced the fruits of deep practice. And that's how everything started.
Yeah, and then you want it for everyone, right?
And it's this kind of thing that you have to share it. It's not something that it's not a mind. It's not a decision that comes from the head. You're already doing it, right?
Yeah, you're compelled.
When does somebody become a yoga teacher? My teacher Soma used to say, if you have one student, you're a yoga teacher. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's like love. You feel full of love, you're just gonna
share it.
Yeah. How much can a cup hold?
When it's overflowing, it needs to be shared with someone.
So we were overflowing, that's clear.
Yeah.
We were overflowing so much. And it just overflowed. And the interesting part, if I can be honest,
Please.
Is that in the last 7 years, organizing this big event, it's been a pretty unexpected contradiction. Life is full of contradictions, but because we spend more time on our computers.
Yeah.
Because we are many times, and I speak for myself on that, full of stress. So it's like Barcelona Yoga Conference, the organization, and this event brought more stress to my life, for example, than before. If I think of 2008, 2009, 2010, I had a clear, pristine laser beam direction in my spirituality or my relationship with myself that this event has put into the line in many moments. So
as a yogi, it's your opportunity to continue practicing, practicing what you know, right? And finding the balance, right? Yoga being about balance and finding the balance. So it's your invitation to deepen your own practice.
Yeah. Well, that one is an ongoing one.
Sure. Yeah, for everyone, right? And this is why yoga is called a practice.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a destination you get to and then you're done. It's like it's a daily practice, and it's a path, and it's a life path. It's a lifelong path.
It is.
Right?
It is. And now we get the beauty of this event is that, and we didn't plan that. We just wanted to make a big festival in Barcelona and invite the best teachers. Now we get to meet with so many friends, old and new ones, for 5 days, and we get to celebrate. And we put up a big party.
Yeah. It's a lot of celebration, and I want to say that I really appreciate the Bhakti vibe that you're bringing here, because sometimes I go to yoga festivals and there's like almost no Bhakti. Maybe there's one concert, one night of the event or something, but you have it in the center stage all day long.
Yeah.
So I love that you have the Bhakti element here, the sacred devotional element of yoga, because I think that's a part that's very often lost in the modern yoga world. And also that there is a good emphasis here on, the 8 limbs, that it's not just the asana, and that you're bringing in, I love that you had these 4-hour Thai massage workshops every day.
Yeah.
And I went to a couple of those and I learned so much. Like I feel very empowered. I've never wanted to be a massage therapist, but I really feel empowered by the skills that I learned just in a few hours with these incredible masters, And I imagine how many people I can help with that, and it's just, you're planting so many seeds here with what you're doing, and it's a very special event. It's very different than any of the others that I've been to.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of Bhakti, we feel it. It's not that we say like, we should put a little bit of this, a little bit of that. No, it's just like we love it.
It's an expression of what's in your heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that shows.
Absolutely. The BYC is an expression of what's in our hearts.
Yeah.
Mireia, Wari, and I. There's a lot of acro yoga because the 3 of us are acro yoga teachers.
Okay, so you are focused on that. Okay. So you all teach yoga, all 3 of you.
We are all yoga teachers. At some point 10 years ago we all became acro yoga teachers, so there was this fun, playful, acrobatic component.
Yeah.
And we all like to sing. We all we have this devotional expression in ourselves, and then Thai massage has been a big influence for us. And I always say, if there's nothing better than a 10-day or 12-day Thai massage course like the ones that we do for a yoga teacher. Some yoga teachers, they do a adjustment workshop, and they teach how to adjust someone in triangle pose, Trikonasana. You do a Thai massage 10-day course, and it doesn't matter which asana the person is practicing. You know how to touch, you know how to support, how to give the stability, where the body wants to go. The rib cage wants to move in a certain direction. There are some things that you can do with the leg and with the hip, and there are some other things that you better know that you shouldn't do. The sacrum wants to be lengthened. But if somebody has pain, maybe it needs a little compression first. And then it can open up. So these things that you learn in Thai massage, a lot of people have tension in the back of the body, close to the spine, in the cervicals, or in the sacrum and the lower back, in the lumbar spine. And many times the issues comes from the front. The pecs are pulling those shoulders, but you feel the pain on the levator scapula. These things that we're passionate, we put them in the mix, and we try to create a soup that has many ingredients. And so I think I had never seen 4-hour Thai massage sessions on a festival.
Especially 3 days in a row.
I think it's one of the unique stamps from the festival, and even the first time in 2011, Takis, my teacher from Greece, Krishna Takis, he said, "But is people gonna come? You put 4 hours of Thai massage. It's a lot, huh? It's 4 hours." And I don't know, let's see. And the class was absolutely packed.
There wasn't enough space for all the people that showed up. There weren't enough mats.
That's a good problem to have.
Absolutely.
Like when people say, "Pao, you put this class and it's at the same time as this one, but I want to do the other one too. What, you don't do this next year." And I'm like, this is my job to do that. To put you in this place where you're like, you can't do everything, you need to choose.
And that is one of the challenges consistently with festivals is, you have 5, 6, 7 venues or seven stages or something. So you have something going on in each of those stages in every block of time. And it's always a challenge, to choose what to do. But the offerings are so rich, and there's so much here that you want to do. So that it's beautiful. And you had great food vendors. I mean, amazing vegan food, which I really appreciate, because, the yogic diet, we need to be reinforcing that, not eating meat is a part of the yogic lifestyle. So I appreciate the commitment to that I see here, and the conscious eating. And so something that I, believe in strongly and educate about as much as anyone will listen.
Oh, we need that so much. We need that so much.
People need to understand that it's part of this lifestyle. So I appreciate, the choices that you have for your food vendors, and, the other conscious vendors here, and all the little, clothes and different things, and yoga mats and different things that people need for this lifestyle. And I imagine people just wait and shop here. They I'm going to go get it at the Barcelona Yoga Conference instead of buying my mat or my leggings or whatever somewhere else. So you're supporting, the vendors who are obviously very ecologically minded, and so it's supporting the yoga community, everything that you're doing, and supporting the growth of yoga.
We try. The first year there was just a few stands with a few shops. And it's grown, and the yoga village, it's been building up, and it turned out to be a very colorful place where people can hang out in between classes and eat, and it's great.
And also the way that you did the schedule, where there was time between the blocks, was great. Maybe 30 minutes or something. It's just enough time to come and get a drink if you need, or use the bathroom, or connect with somebody, or whatever in between. Sometimes things are back to back, and you're running the whole time, and there's no yin to it. There's no time. There's no time to catch a breath. But you're just doing a really good job with the whole event and the schedule.
I see sometimes festival that starts, and they put a class that goes from 10 to 12, and this next class goes from 12 to 2.
Exactly.
And I'm like, been there, done that, never happening again.
It doesn't, you don't get a chance to integrate or reflect or anything when it's back to back like that. So, and I like this location as well, and it was not lost on me that it's Sacré-Cœur. How do you pronounce it?
Sagrat Cor de Sarrià.
Yeah.
Sacred.
It's the Sacred Heart, which is so perfect. I mean, this is a monastery of some sort, right? It's a Catholic school or something?
It's a Catholic school
And
that has been here for decades. There's nuns that live here permanently, clausurated. Do you say in English?
No.
You know those nuns that they don't go out?
Oh.
They're most of the year in silence.
Okay.
And they just live in a little compound that is completely closed.
Yeah.
Like in a cloister or
Yeah.
there's a church, there's a huge church inside the compound.
Yeah.
And we are in the city, but we hear the birds.
We're in the middle of the Sacred Heart.
We're in the Sacred Heart.
How perfect is that?
And it's amazing that these nuns, that they don't speak.
Mm-hmm.
They talk to the superior nun, and they do that once a month.
Mm-hmm.
And when we asked about the space, and we came and visited, and we saw that the potential, because it has many rooms,
Right.
where the children can play sports, and it has green. It has this space where we can put the BYC village with all the vendors, etc. We were like, okay, we need this place. This is it. And we asked them, and we had to wait a month
For an answer.
for an answer from the nuns that are in silence.
Oh, because they speak once a month. Wow. Okay.
And they were not very convinced initially.
Okay.
And finally they said like, okay. And we did that. And the first year, a few friends, they decided with little stones to make a labyrinth on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So on the sand down there, they made a big labyrinth. And when you would finish the labyrinth, you would complete it, which it would take around 7 minutes of mindful walking around this mindfulness labyrinth, they called it.
Yeah.
You would find a little poem inside, and it was very beautiful. And this was right in front of the space where the nuns live.
Oh, wow.
And every day the nuns, they would go out and walk in silence.
Oh.
And they would see that the guys that they rented the space for the yoga thing, that sounded very, very strange to them.
Yeah.
And that they were doubtful if they should or not give us the space.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing the same, and they were very happy.
Oh, amazing.
They were touched,
Yeah.
and we knew that 1 month after.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, when they could speak again. That's fantastic, because I had several friends in Barcelona saying to me, that's amazing that they're doing that event at that school. You know, like people know this school and they're like, wow, how are they getting away with that? But this is the story. I love it.
We turned this Catholic Christian kids school into a yoga festival for 5 days. And I tell you, there's been moments where it's been a bit like almost dodgy, because we had Jayutal come 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And he puts up a band that is like rockstar Bhakti or
Right,
something.
right.
With drum set and
Yeah.
and at some point, because for some reason we just went too late, and the nuns, or the one nun, or the one nun that is outside that can speak, that is directing the school and this and that, in contact with the Madre Superiora, the superior mother that is inside, in silence, she would call us and be like, you have to stop it now. You have to stop this. It's too much. It's too loud. I'm here and I'm here. So there has been
moments of tension,
moments where things don't perfectly fit, but overall they're really happy. And
7 years later, you're still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just had the dates confirmed for next year, 19th to 23rd of July. So it's going to be the same.
2018, people be in Barcelona for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's get people to come from all over the world for this. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
My new favorite hashtag is yoga all over the world. So Barcelona is a good place to come and drop into the yoga scene. How do you find the yoga scene in Barcelona, in the city, like on the day-to-day? Are there a lot of studios? Are people doing it more in the parks? Like, I've heard a lot of different information. What's your take?
For us, we're not in the city. We have a studio, like a place where we run retreats.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I didn't know about this. Tell me more.
It's called Om Shanti, and it's like 30 minutes from Barcelona, on the outskirts of Barcelona, close to the Montseny, which we say it's the lungs of Barcelona. It's a big natural park.
Okay.
And we're close to that, so we have in the horizon we have those big mountains. So we're outside, we're in the nature, and this is where my brother and my sister live. I'm more traveling most of the time. And we have a swimming pool and a sauna, and we just run little retreats. So we're not part of the Barcelona
interesting.
yoga scene in that sense.
Okay.
And what I know is Barcelona is the #1 yoga spot in all Spain, or even in the whole Iberic Peninsula. And in other places of Spain, yoga is growing, but there's no other place like Barcelona where yoga is thriving. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's beautiful. And I believe that the Barcelona Yoga Conference is helping to that too.
Sure.
Or I hope so.
Yeah, it's cultivating more of a community here.
Yeah,
obviously.
And every year we have so many teachers from all over the world, and we also try to include some of the local people. So we can't include them all, but every year we try to, okay, next year it's the 2 of you. You want to do it? Yes, we're so excited. So we try that everybody feels included.
Yeah.
And that this conference just adds up to this movement that is growing.
And didn't you tell me that you have over 100 teachers? Is that right?
This year was like 55 teachers.
55. Where did I get 100?
Most of them come with their wife or their partner.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, we have 100 people.
Yeah.
That are in the presenters.
And you do 108 scholarship tickets, which is the volunteers essentially, right? Is that a volunteer exchange or?
No.
No, it's not the Karma Yogis?
That's just tickets that we give away.
Oh,
For people that they can afford it, the only thing we ask is that they send us an email. There are like 2 things that we ask, is that you don't do it twice. So if you get it this year, you don't claim it next year.
Okay.
And then they send us emails. We get like 150 emails, and we give 108 out. And half of those are full free passes, and the other half is 50% discounts. So it's just a way to make it more available to people that is like, oh, I'm never gonna afford 220 euros to come for 3 days. Well, then just, if you want to come next year, you can ask for a scholarship. And we just ask for a little email saying like, why do you deserve the BYC scholarship?
Okay.
And there's been sweet things happen through that idea, which is my brother. This is my brother's vision and my brother's passion. Is we're gonna give free tickets to people once. Because we do need people to buy tickets, right?
Right.
This is not a cheap event to put together.
I imagine.
It's a big budget, but yeah, at the end of the day, we do have to find a balance between the spirituality and the way we see yoga, and also money is
the business side of it. Yeah. No yogis want to deal with business stuff, but so it makes it all the more impressive that you guys have pulled it off. Really.
Yeah. We have to. It's how it is, right?
Yeah.
Money is part of this world, and sometimes, for example, the second time that we did this conference, we lost 22,000 euros.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Ouch.
We were,
learning, have big learning curve.
Oh my God! We decided not to do it. I was just telling Krishna Das the other day. We decided that's it. We lost 22 grand. We got a friend borrowed 15, another friend borrowed us 5,000. My parents helped. We paid for everything. We didn't want to
be in debt.
Yeah, finish the 2 times that we did this adventure, and we could pay it off with time. And then in September, I got an email from Nina Rao, and she said Krishna Das is coming next year, and we were like, Krishna Das is coming.
Yeah.
So we have to do it.
Yeah.
Right? We have to do it one more time. And I told Krishna Das, if we're still doing this, it's because you came. And we did it one more time. And the third one, it rocked. The third one was amazing.
Yeah.
And it gave us the power and the motivation and the inspiration to keep going. And here we are, seven done.
Yeah, 7 done. Looking forward to the next one, the 8th.
Yeah.
Fantastic. 8's going to be a fun one, because 8 is the infinity, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be an interesting one. Do you do a different theme every year?
No. We don't. It's just Barcelona Yoga Conference.
Yeah.
And okay, my brother is the one designing all the image and all the photography, and he does make a T-shirt every year.
Yeah.
So there is a message. Actually, there is a message every year, a different one. This year it was just a leaf with like the Bodhi tree, the leaf that grows on the tree where the Buddha was enlightened in
is
Bodh
that
Gaya.
what that leaf is? Okay.
That's what the leaf is, and actually on the back of the T-shirt this year it says "Peace is every step."
Yeah.
We saw that sentence also in Krishnada's concert, and that's a sentence that Thich Nhat Hanh draws. This Buddhist Vietnamese monk he's in the south of France, and there was one time that we said, "Start doing the things you love." So yeah, every year there's a little sentence.
Yeah.
But we don't do aggressive like commercial marketing or something like that. So we're not really good at that.
No, but the branding that I'm seeing is really good. Your brother's photography, I guess, he's kind of doing the creative direction, but it's all really strong and powerful. I'd say the images that you have everywhere and all the graphics and everything. I'm impressed.
This is all my brother. All the graphics is him. He was like I told you before, right? He was a photographer, and then he just turned his profession, which was weddings and celebrations, into yoga photography. So
he took his skill set and just put it in a different direction. Perfect.
And he's doing amazing things with like yoga in New York, yoga in San Francisco, it's all over YouTube, and he's really an artist. He's an artist, and in some way it did start with the Barcelona Yoga Conference, because the first one, it was the fall and we were setting it up, and he was like, I want to go to Barcelona and I want to take pictures of people practicing yoga on the main places,
in the streets, in
Parc Güell from Gaudí, or in Sagrada Familia, or in the beach. So we did that, and it was a great success. We know a lot of the yogis in Barcelona, so we were just like calling them, hey, you want to meet tomorrow? Yeah. And we did a whole bunch of maybe 50 pictures that he in the end selected, okay, those 50 are the ones. And it was like someone doing yoga with a building or something unique from Barcelona.
Classic Barcelona.
Behind.
Yeah.
And that was the first marketing punch of the Barcelona Yoga Conference. And then after that he said like, wow, this is like, the project is called Yoga in Barcelona. And then he's like, I wanna do the same in New York.
Yeah.
And I was like, but Wari, we don't do a conference in New York. He's like, I don't care. I just had so much fun.
It spawned a new thing for him.
It did.
Yeah.
And he's been all over the world. The last place
yoga all over the world.
Yep.
Last
place he went was Beijing. He's been to Japan. He went to Brazil. He just travels around the world. Goes to a big hub, like a big city.
Yeah.
And he does yoga in that city.
How
he
cool.
Contacts all the yogis.
He's doing a series yoga all over the world. There
Which
it is.
is like unlimited, because there's so many cities, right?
And there is yoga all over the world. That's beautiful. Yeah, so that spawned that in him. See, that's beautiful. There's going to be so many spin-off projects and things that come not only for you guys as the organizers, but for every single person who attends here. The inspiration, the love that people get filled up with here. I can tell you, when I left last night, my heart was exploded. It was exploded. That kirtan at the end during Hare Krishna, I had my top moment of the entire conference was last night. And I mean, I had many, like I said, over the days, but that was like the perfect way to end it, and I was tired and I almost left an hour before, and and I stayed, and I was so glad that I did, because it was the perfect finale. It was so powerful.
And the rain.
And the rain came at the very end, just as everybody got under the covering for the closing ceremony. The rain just came and poured down and blessed us and purified everything. And that was so powerful.
Awesome. That was beautiful.
And then it cleared. It just came and went, But it was like a blessing. It was like a massive blessing.
For us, it wasn't a blessing in the beginning initially. It was actually, we were talking with the sound people, and it was like looking at the radar, that you can see the forecast, and we were seeing this monster that was coming.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of rain in the afternoon, and the sound guy was saying like, look, this is the rain that we had. This is like a little baby compared with the dinosaur that is coming. This is going to be huge.
Right.
And we're like, okay, we have a big tent, so we do it under the tent, and then it brought everybody together, and we started the kirtan with the rain, and
it was perfect.
It was beautiful. And yes, I do believe that there are a lot of intangible.
Yes.
There are a lot of intangible things that you cannot quantify, or
Absolutely.
with people that you meet, with connections that maybe it will ripple into some business activity for you or for your friend. Maybe it's just friendship. You know, so many people come and say, this conference changed my life.
Right.
I met my girlfriend 5 years ago.
Right.
Other people come to me and it's the first year they said, but you do it, everything is in English. I don't speak English, so I feel excluded. And then they met this French guy and this Belgian guy, and then now they meet all over. Every year they just meet here, and then they go to France, and then they go to Belgium, and this guy comes after 4 or 5 years and says to me, "Thank you for the blessing of allowing myself to learn English." And now he doesn't need translation. You know? So yeah, there are many things beyond the practice of yoga.
Yeah, the ripple effect that is happening, the seeds that are planted, and the ripple effect from an event like this, like you say, you can't quantify them and they're intangible. Absolutely, it's true. You know, like most festivals, but this one, it's really holding a special place in my heart. You know, and I'm going to festivals all over the world, so this is a really special one. The family element and the bhakti element are the pieces that are making it really super special for me, and the size. You know, it feels like a really nice size. I love that the way the venue is, that everything's really close, you know, but still separate enough that you're not really hearing the other stages when you're in a class, for the most part.
Hopefully.
Yeah, for the most part. But it's, you know, and the central meeting part with the bhakti stage, it's just like, it just really works. Everything is really flowing here, and the size is intimate, not too big, not too small. It's just
I
right.
wouldn't like it to just explode and become thousands and thousands of people. I like the size how it is.
It's intimate enough that you see the same people, and you know, you go to several classes of the same teacher. You can, and it creates an intimacy, an intimate experience where you can actually go deeper.
Yeah, and every day there's the people that bought the ticket and they're here for 5 days or 3 days. There's also a lot of people that just come by and they join the free activities,
right?
Which is also like an offering for everyone,
right?
Like all the bhakti. It's for free, except Krishnadas. Krishnadas was our star guest this year, and we did charge those 20 euros for that ticket. But all the bhakti is for free. Yeah, right. So beautiful. You can come at 10 a.m. and just spend all day in the village, and a lot of people do that. Right. And eat amazing food. And just sing
and
all day long.
And it builds community.
And that's it. Then every day, like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, in the early morning, there's a free yoga class. And then you can also do acro yoga for free, if people listen to us and they don't have money, and they can come, they can still join us, they can be part of it. Yeah,
there's plenty to offer the community that you're doing it that way. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything, and for your time, and you know, for making the commitment to this and taking on the stress in your life to bring this gift to so many people. And you know, I look forward to catching up with you here again next year, and hearing how your year has gone and your practice. And you know, like I say, I'm thinking a lot about you talking about how your stress has increased by this, and just really, you know, reminding you the invitation is there to deepen your own practice and practice what you know, because the yogic path, right, it gives us so many tools to deal with stress, right? So as long as we stay in our practice, we're going to have a handle on it.
And sometimes you just need to amplify the stress so you can learn better how to really deal with it.
It's an opportunity to practice.
It's also been, to me, if I have to put it, make the long story short, at some point with my yoga practice, and we were really like yogi radicals, I don't know, like freaks. We were just practicing yoga, and we stopped eating meat, and you know, we quit all the bad habits that we had, and we were just so pure. Yeah. And then deep inside, I had a huge, and I say that now, right? But I had a huge judgmental bear for the life that I used to live before, you know, from 15 to 25, where there was a lot of, you know, a lot of the stuff that I stopped doing.
You mean you were judging yourself or judging others?
I was judging myself and others. Okay. You know,
For the bad habits that you used to have yourself. Yeah.
So that's been the process for me in the last years. Don't judge yourself for what you did before. Don't judge others, because who knows?
Yeah, what they've been through and what
the
they're
cycles.
going through.
There's different cycles, you know, and we think, oh, I got it. And BYC has been like a big stone in our backpacks in a way, for us to realize that, okay, you learned some stuff, you felt some things, that's great, but do you really have it?
Yeah, and then you go back out into the world after this love bubble, right? And then you get to continue your practice.
Yeah.
Right?
This is never ending.
And this is the gift of yoga. It gives us the tools to deal with life. I mean, I feel like I would be insane if yoga was not a part of my life. Living in this world, in this society these days, without yoga, it's no wonder people are going crazy left and right and on all kinds of medications and whatnot, you know, because they don't have tools to deal with it. Yoga gives you the tools, right?
I think they're great tools for a lot of people. There's as many paths as people, right? So some people, they just, you know, they might connect with the singing. Some people discovered their passion for bhakti during these last days here at BYC, and they're like, I think I just want to sing. And that's great.
But it's all yoga.
That's yoga too.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
Everything really fits under the umbrella of yoga. People just don't really understand that or recognize that. And
they think yoga is asana, for example, right?
Most people do. And that's one of the reasons I'm really passionate about doing this podcast, is to help broaden that understanding for people, that awareness that yoga is really another one of my favorite hashtags is it's all yoga.
It's all yoga.
It's all yoga. The stress you have is yoga. You know, like every moment is an opportunity to practice yoga. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for holding it down, for making it happen, for bringing your light and expressing what's in your heart, because it's benefiting so many people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, pal. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks so much for answering the call to be here today. I'm so glad you're part of our tribe of activated rainbow warriors. If you found the show in any way empowering or inspiring, I would be so grateful if you would share the show on social media or with friends and family that you think would benefit from these conversations. And also, rate and review the show in iTunes. This is really the very best way to help support the show and help us get noticed by others who are looking for the sort of content that we're sharing. Now notice there are no outside ads playing here. That's because the show is supported by you, the listener. You can become a patron of the show with a small monthly donation by checking out the perks on our Patreon page at patreon.com/visionary lifestyle and signing up there. There's also a one-time donation button on the podcast page of the website if that suits you better. And just so you know, your donations help to cover the necessary out-of-pocket monthly expenses to produce the show, and will also help us grow so we can inspire and educate even more people. And hey tribe, I'd love to hear from you. Visit me at visionary-lifestyle.com and please tell me your comments and questions. I really look forward to connecting with you. I love you. Namaste. Today's episode is brought to you by the Conscious Eating 101 e-course. This is a 6-week online course aimed at empowering you to make food choices that are in alignment with your values. The program is based on ahimsa, also known as non-harm, and helps you make every bite that you take an expression of love, self-love, animal love, and planet love. The course offers 15 lessons and 20 nutritious and delicious recipes and is offered over 6 weeks that you can do at your own pace. It includes lessons like plant-based nutrition, protein, dairy alternatives, the story on sugar, GMOs, label reading, and many more. If you're looking to increase your health and happiness, balance your weight, reduce your footprint on the planet, and align your food choices with your values, or are interested in being part of the solution to huge world problems like climate change, rainforest destruction, and world hunger, then this is the course for you. If this speaks to you, please check out consciouseating101.com today.